It is Bones.
Look at his traps.
And in this one, let's go ahead and do a little topic video. Now, I do these every once in a while when there's a certain topic that comes out in the action figure community, mostly pertaining to DC, McFarlane, but sometimes I do branch out into other action figure lines. Now, I have talked about Legends before, but not too much, as everybody knows. Marvel Legends doesn't really bring anything to the table for me, but if you collect it, that is fine. Now, I know a lot of people have been making videos like this to get clicks, to get views, really feeding off of that drama and the conflict that can go on in the action figure community. But I thought I might touch on it a little bit because I do have an opinion that pertains to McFarlane and Marvel characters and Hasbro. Although in the end, I do not really have any cards to play in the game, the main subject being that new Maximum Spider-Man from Hasbro Marvel Legends. Now, the main reason I hardly ever talk about Marvel Legends is because pretty much the 6-inch scale to me is outdated, and I don't really see myself buying any 6-inch scale figures anytime soon. It's just not a scale I'm into. And if you are, that's great for you. I don't ever really have things against what people collect. I collect 7-inch. My 99.9% of my collecting is 7-inch, and that works for me. But for the past couple of days, I have delved a little bit into the whole drama and infighting and hypocrisy that has come along with this Maximum Spider-Man, mostly pertaining to the price point. Now, I never made a video about speculating about the price because I could really care less. I just do not care about it. I'm not going to buy it, and that is a definite fact. Not even in the not even in the aftermarket, or if it was a lower price, I would still not be buying this Spider-Man. But the reaction from the community
Woo!
has been pretty hilarious. but oh man, where do I start? I mean, you have creators defending themselves and fighting with collectors. You have a whole contingency of the community fighting against Hasbro, and that's pretty interesting to witness. Because after all, for the most part right now, a lot of this is speculation. The figure has not been released, although the price, which is pretty interesting, has been revealed. And that proves the point to a lot of the groups that are actively going to purchase this or not going to purchase it. The price point was really just a piece in the whole part of the puzzle. Now, what I did find interesting was that when watching a lot of these videos, I heard about price point, I heard about value, but what a lot of people kind of glossed over, I mean, some people did mention it, which I got to give props to them, and that is that although this is listed at $49.99, you do have to add on tax. That's going to be a definite. You may have to add on shipping, which for the regular consumer is going to be an issue. So you're really looking at more like a $59.99 figure. It's going to be around $60. And there's just no way to get around that. So for everybody complaining that the price is too high at $49.99, in reality, you are looking more at $59.99. So either ways, it doesn't bother me, but just remember you are going to pay tax, and for the most part, people are going to pay shipping. And once again, what it comes with, the accessories, the alternate heads, all of that stuff doesn't pertain to me because I'm not purchasing this, but it is a real issue for collectors and people who want this, which there are of because as of now, I think it's basically sold out on most main websites. I think the only one open that is like a mainstream one is GameStop, and there are a couple of smaller sites that still have it, but It, for the most part, was a win for Hasbro. And you can hear all of the screams of anguish from the collectors that were against buying this. So pretty much shows you where everybody stands. People are going to pay what the companies ask for. Now, something that comes to mind with the price point and all that is a couple weeks back or a couple months back, I purchased my first Mafex figure, which was the Mafex Bane. Compared it to the McFarlane Bane, which in the end is just, your falls upon your own preferences, which is better. But I did purchase that Bane from Big Bad Toy Store. It cost me like $134. So in my comments, I had a couple of, freaks coming in there and telling me, oh, it's because you're dumb. Really, these figures, these Mafex figures are like $50, $60. It's because you don't order from Japan. Like there was so much like back and forth in the comments about all of this that, never really changed my mind. I still feel that Mafex figures are $100 figures. But you do have those people that keep insisting that they are really $50 and $60 figures. They are not $100. And maybe they are correct. But what does come into contrast is that now you're telling me that you're paying for a Maximum Spider-Man from Hasbro, from Marvel Legends. You're paying around $50, $60, where you could go and just buy a Mafex Spider-Man between $50 and $60, especially if you order it from Japan. So, I mean, in the end, where is the reality? What is the truth? I'm not sure. I just know that everybody seems to have different ideas, different perspectives, and in the end, different rationality for why they collect the way they collect. Now, the other aspect of this, after watching a lot of videos that I don't like to watch, but I did watch them just, to knowledge up a little bit to make this video. You had a lot of content creators saying that it is too high, the price is too much. Why, what is Hasbro thinking? But in the end, they would say that they were buying it and they would say, you don't buy it, speak with your wallet, please, collectors, don't buy it, but I have to buy it because this is my job. I have to buy it because I need it for my channel. And it's a real thin line because it does sound a little bit hypocritical. If you honestly believed that Hasbro was doing something wrong and you didn't want to support it in any way, you would just not buy the figure, especially at the asking price, which was, astronomical compared to the rates of figures that are going from high end figures to just mass produced retail figures. It just does not make sense. And I know there's going to be, some people that are like, well, Bones, you do the same thing. You buy figures and blah, 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 blah. But here's the difference. We recently had that Joker, the movie deluxe package or whatever, and I could not get on board with paying almost $300 for that set. I just could not, especially because I'm not a huge fan of that film. I mean, I like it for the most part, but the value was just not there for me. Now, if you bought it and you really liked the movie and you really needed those figures, I have no problem against that. What one thing I do stand true on, and that is my word. I said I would not order it. I said I would not get it, and I still have not. Now, what I did say in my video was that eventually, when the price goes down, or if I could get a deal on it, then it would be worth purchasing. But I'm not going to pay retail price for that Joker set, no matter how much I need it or how much I want it for my channel. Because once again, I have to reiterate this, and if you follow me, you already know this. I am still not monetized. Now, I do this because of my own choice. I could have been monetized probably 3 years ago, but I just refuse to do it out of pure principle. I feel like I collect what I collect for the love of it. I collect what I collect for the enjoyment and the pleasure. So I'm never going to be someone that does things that I don't truly believe in. I don't get free figures, have really no communication with McFarlane or any other, line. So I not only make this channel for you, the people, but I make it for myself and for my own collecting passion. In fact, I do spend probably a couple $100 a month or even a week sometimes to run this channel and make content for all my fellow collectors, trying to be informative and honest and sometimes entertaining. But I am my own man, and no one will ever control me or control my opinions. And if you've been following me for a while, you know most of my opinions on collecting, which is let people collect what they collect. Don't tell other people how to spend their money or that what they collect sucks or is trash, like people like to say. And the main reason I say that is because I never go into other collecting spaces and tell them my opinion about what they collect or what it costs or that their collections are trash. I have never done that and I never will. But it doesn't stop a lot of worms from coming into my space and telling me that, oh, McFarlane sucks, McFarlane is trash. That's your opinion, and you can do with it basically what I ask you, and that is to pound sand. Now, I'm not going to get into a lot of the videos I saw or the creators that I watch, but trust me, they are people that I do not follow. One of them being that Soy Boy Prime, just somebody I've never been a fan of, pretty much a crybaby. That's how I see him, always whining and playing the victim. Now, an interesting part of the whole thing, I had to watch one of his videos, and trust me, I was reminded why I do not watch his videos or follow him. But he went after the Funko people and he was saying that why don't people talk crap on Funko? Funko sucks and people still buy them. Go attack Funko. It's easy to attack Hasbro because they're a big $1 billion company. Now, I'm not naive. I do know why he does this, and that is because his channel pretty much pays his bills. His channel controls his life. And if he were to lose that, it would be very negative for him and his finances. But luckily, I don't do that. I make my own money. I have my own jobs. I don't need to suck off of my viewers or make money off of anybody. But I just really didn't like the fact that it barely came to his mind that you should let people collect what they collect. Because towards the end of his video, he was saying like, "Oh, leave us alone. Let people spend their money how they spend it. If they want to buy this Spider-Man, leave them alone." I was just cracking up because I was like, "Oh Lord, this guy is pretty weak sauce." But those are things that people should have always realized, and that is that things are only as valuable as people are willing to spend the money on. People will only collect what is attractive to them, their style, their preferences. All of that makes each individual collector who they are, and why should anybody change that? And finally, let me get into my biggest problem with this whole thing. Aside from this Spider Man being called the 90s version of Spider Man, when everybody truly knows it is the McFarlane style Spider Man. Now, I don't know if Hasbro or Disney or whoever doesn't want to give McFarlane his respect and just call it for what it is. Even if you look at the unmasked head sculpt, that is directly ripped off of McFarlane's artwork. Now, I know they don't really want to give him any credit or bring up his name, or they can't use McFarlane's name because of legal reasons. But even the videos I saw where people were talking about the figure, they never really mentioned McFarlane's name. Some people did, and I will give them their respects. But we all know that this is supposed to be a McFarlane style Spider Man. Now, I still have my 2004 Toy Biz McFarlane Spider Man, In fact, I have two of these. I have this one and I have one in box in my storage. Now, aside from some of the uglier articulation and design, this figure does still have 32 points of articulation. The head sculpt looks a lot more like a McFarlane Spider-Man, and you can really get him in some acrobatic and Spider-Man poses. So as of right now, this is the only McFarlane Spider-Man that I need. Him being 6" really works because Spider-Man isn't the largest character, but I have no reason or interest at all in purchasing this Marvel Legends release. The only McFarlane Spider-Man that I see myself buying in the foreseeable future will be if Todd makes his own articulated 7" McFarlane Spider-Man. So until that happens, I'm good with my with my old school Spider-Man. He still looks awesome even though he is more than 20 years old. I'm fine with that until the day we finally see Todd McFarlane be able to produce his own Spider-Man figure based on his own artwork. But anyways, guys, that's it for now. Let me know what you think down below in the underground. But as always, keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next one.
They used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.